Yo, listen, I know you're sick of the arguing. I know you're sick of the bickering. I know you're tired of the back and forth. It seems like you're having the same fight, the same problems every single day, every single night. We're going around in circles about the same thing. I get it. These arguments are tiring, the bickering, the going back and forth, the disagreements, the lack of communication. I know it's tough, but I want you to know something right now. Matthew 5:9 says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God." So I want you to understand, as you're going through these challenges, as you're bickering and you're fighting, understanding, going back and forth, I want you to understand the power of being a peacemaker. So many times we get in our marriage and we're trying to be peacekeepers, and the peacekeepers leads to more problems. Trying to keep the peace leads to more stress because we're not really keeping the peace. By the word of God, we're called to be peacemakers. What is a peacemaker? A peacemaker is someone who seeks reconciliation. See, in your marriage, we have conflict, right? And a lot of times we think that the conflict is the end all to be all. We think that the conflict is the main challenge in our marriage. The main challenge in our marriage is not the conflict. It's how we deal with the conflict, how we address the conflict, how we handle the conflict, and how we reconcile and come back together. Conflict is not the issue in your marriage. I need you to understand that right now. See, the enemy wants to create division. The enemy wants you to believe that it's just you and your spouse and you guys just can't get along. You're unequally yoked. You guys just can't see eye to eye anymore. I don't love you anymore. It's not worth this anymore. That's what the enemy wants, just because we're having the same argument over and over again. Let me be honest with you. The reason why you're having the same arguments over and over again, because we never addressed the right issue in the first place. See, the way me and my spouse operate, man, it's not me versus her or her versus me. It's me and her coming together versus the problem. See, I'm a peacemaker in my marriage. Does that mean that I go out my way to avoid issues or because I want to keep the peace? No. Because trying to keep the peace is going to lead to more stress, is going to lead to more frustration. But because I'm a peacemaker, that means when I see conflict, when I see an issue that isn't right, we address it head on with love. We address it head on with the purpose of reconciliation. We address it head on with being solutions focused. We address it head on with being able to acknowledge that, hey, we're having an issue right now. Hey, things are not right now. And we're able to talk about it. Guys, we got to stop avoiding what the issues are in our marriage. We got to stop avoiding the tough conversations, because that's the only way we can get to reconciliation. That's the only way we can get to healing. Yo, I know it's tough. Marriage is hard, but if we keep on allowing conflict to cause division in our marriage, if we keep on allowing because we're angry or upset with our spouse that, you know what, I'm not going to talk to them, I'm not going to sing, in that silence is where the enemy is having his field day. When we refuse to talk with our spouse, when we refuse to deal with our conflict or deal with our issues, all in the name of keeping the peace, that's where the enemy continues to sow division in our marriage. So I want you to understand, just because you're having an argument, just because you guys are having challenges, it's not the end all to be all. The conflict is not the issue. It's the way we manage the conflict is the issue. It's okay to have a challenge. It's okay to have issues. It's okay to have a disagreement. It's okay to have tough conversations, because in the process of that, when we have the tough conversations, when we address the issues head on, then we have an opportunity to create deeper intimacy. We have the opportunity to create deeper joy, peace, and fulfillment, because we're able to identify and acknowledge we're having challenges and work through it in a healthy way. And that's what's important. Man, if the key to my marital success was me and my wife never having conflict, then I wouldn't have a successful marriage. If the key to my joy and my fulfillment in my marriage was the absence of conflict in my marriage, then that wouldn't happen. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Once again, peace is not the absence of conflict. Dealing with conflict in a healthy manner, which it leads to peace. Avoiding conflict is not going to lead to peace. I want you to understand that as you're going through your situations tonight. It's about learning how to deal with the issues in our marriage, because the enemy wants to keep you divided. The enemy wants to keep you bickering and fighting at each other instead of focusing on what the real issue is. Well, what is the real issue, DB? Spiritual warfare. Your marriage is under attack. Why? Because your marriage is a direct proportion of God's love, grace, mercy, and favor. Your marriage is something that is ordained and called for by God. Your marriage has purpose. And when a husband and wife get together, boy, and they're operating in God's will and way, you guys are going to do powerful things. So when the enemy can destroy your marriage, he's also going against God. He's trying to destroy what God is purpose, what God has built. So when we give into what the enemy's trying to do, when we have division in our marriage, when we are shutting down, not talking to each other, not working through our conflicts, when we're avoiding each other and we're avoiding tough issues, the enemy's winning. Listen, listen to me. Hell is losing another marriage today. Every time you see my face on here, you know what I'm on here for. We are reclaiming what the enemy tries to steal in marriage and restoring these marriages back to experience God's joy, peace, purpose, and fulfillment. It's that simple. So it's about learning how to deal with the issues in your marriage instead of avoiding them or just trying to keep peace. All right? So listen, you're not out here alone. I know it's hard. I know the conflict seems unbearable at times, but you don't have to continue to go around in circles and fighting the same problems over and over again. It's about learning how to deal with the conflict so you guys can show up for each other in a healthy way that honors God, honors each other, and is going to move your marriage forward in the way that God wants it to. All right, listen, man, we love you guys. Remember, you're not alone. If you're struggling right now, if you need help, if you need prayer, reach out. Also, like, share, subscribe. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. We're building a village around here. We are at war against unhealthy, unproductive, and unfulfilled marriages. So every time you see my face, this is our war cry right now. We are at war and we're snatching marriages from the pit of hell. We're bringing couples back together. All right, we're helping married people deal with the conflicts and the struggles. So the way you can help with that, man, is like, share, subscribe. Pass this on because someone that you know is dealing with some issues in our marriage right now. And once again, it's not about the issues that are going on. It's about how to manage the issues. It's about how to effectively deal with them so they're not negatively dealing with us. You got this. You're not alone in this, and you don't have to keep struggling. You do not have to keep struggling in what's going on in your marriage. You don't. God's got you. God sees you. God loves you. And you're not alone. No matter how hard it is or how tough it is, don't give up. Melly, I appreciate you. Melly, you are going in. Adina, what's going on? I appreciate you guys so much for your support. Remember, share. Pass this on with somebody. Check out our Reclaimed and Restored Marriage podcast on YouTube. I'll drop the link in here. But I love and appreciate you guys, man. And let me know. We're thinking about doing a live like every Monday, man, where we have a prayer for marriages because marriages are attacked all over this world, man. They are. They're under attack all over. Like, it's so many people right now stuck and struggling in marriage, and it's like we don't realize why marriage is under attack. Marriages are under attack because the enemy is trying to circumvent, trying to destroy what God has. Like the backbone of God's kingdom agenda are marriages, and marriages are the backbone of the family. So when we have healthy and thriving marriages, then we're going to have healthy and thriving families, which produce better children, which produce better churches, better societies, and a better world. And that's the vision for my wife and I. That's why we're doing this. So remember, it's not you versus your spouse. It's you and your spouse versus the issue. Share this. Invite your friends into this. Drop in the comments. I see you, Melly. Drop in the comments if you'll be willing to hop on a live like Monday mornings for like 20 or 30 minutes for just prayer over marriages. This ain't about the mentoring. This ain't about our business. This ain't about coaching. This is about strictly coming together to pray. Like, we're going to war for marriages right now. And we're building an army because it's going to take all of us to fight for God's purpose, promises, and peace when it comes to our marriages. And the more and more people we got fighting for healthy and thriving marriages, the more healthy and thriving marriages we're going to be able to produce, y'all. So listen, man, we love you. We see you. You're not alone. Like, share, pass this on, and I'll let you guys know the time. We're going to be traveling. A bunch of funerals we've been going to, man. It's been a lot. I want you to understand something. I'm going to let you guys go because I'm just getting back from North Carolina tonight, right? I'm just getting back from another funeral. I'm going to be honest with you right now. Last week we had a post kind of go, I don't want to call it viral, but we had a post that was real popular about a week and a half ago, right? Like 20-something thousand views. And ever since, like, my wife and I have been under attack because we're on here speaking about marriages. We had death in our family back to back to back to back. Her side of the family, my side of the family. I just came back for a funeral today for someone in my family. I gotta go. We're going to another funeral tomorrow for someone in her family. I just got back from North Carolina. We're going back on the road tomorrow morning, headed down to Augusta. So when I say like we're in the enemy's crosshairs, but I'm not going to be shaken. I'm not going to be scared because I know no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I know what we're doing is important because there's too many people that's reaching out to me saying, man, thank you, brother. I needed your words of encouragement. I needed this because I'm struggling in my marriage right now. We're helping too many people. And the enemy doesn't like it, but he don't scare me. He's a toothless lion. So he can roar, he can do all he wants, but God got me because if God is for us, can nothing be against us. There's no weapon formed against us shall prosper. So when you see me on here every day, believe me, my wife and I are fighting battles right now. But we're committed to work through this thing together. No matter what comes our way, it's us and God versus any issue, any challenge, any distraction, anything that come up, anything that comes up right now. My wife and I are going to war. We're praying, we're battling. The distractions are so real and so hard right now because we're on here talking about marriages, because we're encouraging people. Like I'm trying to tell you, we've been getting rocked left and right, but I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. And I'm going to get on here every day I get a chance. I'm going to get on here and encourage someone that your marriage is worth it. I'm going to get on here and encourage you that you can endure, that you can survive the betrayal, the lack of trust, the broken communication. You can survive any challenge in your marriage and not just survive, but thrive and overcome it. I'm more encouraged now than anything. And I count it as joy when we have struggles and challenges because I know we're on the right path, because I know we're operating in our purpose and doing what God calls us to do. So if you hear my voice, that's belief that you can make it. If you hear my voice and you see my face and you hear me talking about marriage, that's proof that your marriage can be snatched from the pit of hell. That's proof that your marriage can be restored. That's proof that your marriage can be reclaimed from what the enemy's trying to steal. So share this. Pass this on. Like this. We're not playing no games out here. We're at war right now. And believe me, my wife and I are getting rocked. Everything that is going on around us, but it can't come to us and touch us. Yeah, death is circling us right now. We done lost family members back to back to back. Issues within our community, issues within our family, but we're still bold and we're still standing strong and we're confident in God because we're doing the right thing, because we're helping people restore their marriages. We're helping people reclaim what the enemy's trying to steal. We're creating healthy and thriving marriages, which are going to produce healthy and thriving children, which are going to produce healthy and thriving churches and communities and a better world. And if you don't understand that we need better marriages, look at where we're at in the world right now. Look at everything that's going on. Oh, it's tough. But when we have healthy and thriving marriages, good God, when we have marriages moving in God's purpose and his kingdom agenda, oh, good God, that's why the enemy's scared right now. That's why my wife and I are being attacked. But we're not stopping because there's too many people that depend on us. We know what our calling is. We know what God purposed us to do. That's why God redeemed and restored our marriage. That's why God delivered me from this disease of addiction. That's why I have a testimony about how God saved our marriage. That's why he purposed us to have our marriage ministry. Because so many people are stuck and struggling, thinking like this is the end because they're hurting in their marriage, because things are unhappy. No, it's not the end. It's not over because God isn't done with you yet. So if you hear me and you're still in that match, keep fighting. If you're separated right now, don't give up. If you need help, if you need prayer right now, reach out. You can overcome these challenges. I'm not giving up on you, so don't give up on me. I'm not giving up on you, so don't give up on God. I'm not giving up on you, so don't give up on your spouse. Don't give up on your marriage. Don't give up what God purposed you guys to do. Yes, it's tough, but you can overcome. Now it's about getting the right tools, the right support, encouragement, the resources, and also accountability to overcome these challenges. All right, listen, we love you guys. Make it a great night. If you know the power of prayer, keep us in prayer as we're traveling. Yeah, I'm still going to do a lot of them, even though we're getting on the road, because we're in this fight. And this fight, it will not be done till God calls us home. And I hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. So until then, I'm going to be in here speaking every day about the power of God, about his grace, mercy, and his favor, and what he can do in your marriage when you yield to it and when you submit to his will and his way. He is a redeemer. He's a restorer. He's a way maker. He's a provider. He's a protector. He's our strong tower. He's our refuge. Come on now. He's our father. Come on now. So listen, I love you guys. You guys make it a great night. Remember, do not hesitate to reach out. If you need prayer, you need to talk through things, you need help with where you are in your marriage, you're not alone in this. There's no need for you to stay stuck and struggling. Reach out and let's talk. And remember, like and share this with someone. Someone you know needs this. All right? Love you guys. You make it a great night. Thank you for joining me.